We're about 5, ladies and gentlemen, on the line, the Dragon Fire WA State Junior Welterweight title. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, please welcome Katelyn Stack.
It's a fight I'm really looking forward to, and I've been talking about it for a number of weeks now, and it's an intriguing one. Two very good friends about to fight for the WA State Junior Welterweight title. On her way to the ring, Katelyn Stack, now represented by CNS Fight Team, their third representative of the evening, trained by Daryl Chin. And a very good fighter, Katelyn Stack. We have seen her at Thunderdome before, and not for a while, but yeah, impressive fighter.
Yeah, 2.5 years since she's stepped through. I know both girls do a lot of charity exhibition fighting and that stuff, but in terms of the real fights, it's about 2.5 years, and it is going to be interesting given the fact they were teammates, as you said, Brett, and friends.
Yeah, they're still friends. They've just put it aside for some business tonight. Comes the beauty and the beast, Jeanine Brown. Now, I'll tell you what, she was also has appeared on Thunderdome a couple of times as well, and performed very well. And you mentioned about those charity nights. Again, they've participated on, so again they get along very well outside the ring. And credit to Tony Tolger, were able to put this match up together. And they did speak about it, and they said, "Yeah, let's do it." So again, when the bell rings, their friendship will be put aside until the final bell rings.
Yeah, I think the friendship would have been put aside in the long nights of training. They would have been picturing each other, stepping on the other side of the ring. As you said, Jeanine, a bit inactive, but it's her lifestyle. She lives for this. Nurse by trade, but she's lives and breathes boxing, fitness, all things health.
And yeah, they were very respectful and at the weigh-in, very friendly, and after speaking to both of them, yeah, I tell you what, long training camp for this one, and they told me they both had a really good camp. And we know how hard Jeanine Brown trains as well. But Katelyn, again, last time we saw her at Thunderdome, she was very impressive in coming back against an opponent she did have trouble with in the past. So she was very emotional after that victory. And that'll probably give her a lot of confidence, even if with a bit of a layoff.
Yeah, and a state title win that was. So obviously, like I said, both girls with the experience. As we can see that Jeanine's about to make her way past us.
Big smile on her face as well, so she seems pretty relaxed. And again, speed is going to be the key here. I think she might have the speed advantage, but if the power side is on the side of Katelyn Stack. So an intriguing matchup for a state title, as you said, Paul, the WA State Junior Welterweight title on the line tonight.
And Jeanine's husband opens the ropes for her. So keeping it in the family in the corner.
We are at bout 5 of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, and it is 5 by 2-minute rounds for the Dragonfire WA State Junior Welterweight title. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, trained by Daryl Chin from the CNS Fight Team, with an official weight of 65 kilograms and a record of 3 fights with 1 win and 2 losses. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Katelyn Stack! And her opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, trained by Daryl Phillips from Big Rigs Gym, with an official weight of 62.5 kilograms and a record of 2 fights for 2 wins. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jeanine Brown.
Bill Seth has the assignment for this title fight for the WA State Junior Welterweight title. Still smiles, but they're about to disappear as soon as the bell goes for round one.
Yeah, Katelyn's not all smiles, but Jeanine looks nice and relaxed.
Yeah, here we go, round one. And their friendship aside. Oh, they're throwing early.
Yeah, Katelyn definitely looks a bigger fighter.
Yes, that's right. And that's where I mentioned about the power versus the speed. So, again, Big Rig is telling Jeanine just to settle down into this one. Nice punches there by Katelyn Stack. Nice flurry of punches there by Jeanine Brown.
Yeah, I think Jeanine needs to just get some jabs out and some moves at the moment because Katelyn looks strong.
Remember, we have seen Jeanine Brown in a courageous performance, really. She has been hurt before in the ring, but the way that she recovers was very impressive.
She did very well. Comes in very good shape.
And same thing with Katelyn Stack. So that experience here at Thunderdome will do both fighters really well. And good start so far by Katelyn Stack.
Yeah, it'd be good to see Jeanine just use a bit more of the speed.
That's right on cue, really. A few jabs thrown out by Jeanine Brown that did landed. So she needs more of that. Very impressive there by Brown.
She's got fast hands, but she's staying in the same spot when she's throwing those fast hands, which is working into Katelyn's favour. I'd like to see her get a bit more on the bike with the jabs.
Stack throwing out the jab. Jeanine Brown settling into this one. Closing stages of our opening round.
That's really better with some movement on her feet.
A really intriguing start to this one.
That's the end of round one.
What a start to this one.
Yeah, it's a ripper first round. I think both girls evenly matched. I think Katelyn's looks like she's got the power, as you said early on, and Jeanine looks like she's got the speed. She's got the faster hands, but she wasn't really using the footwork to get away from it, as you can see, which was helping Katelyn sit behind her punches and throw. But it was a great first round by both girls.
Yeah, I thought that some of the good punches from Stack held up really nice. I thought that Jeanine in the second half of that opening round started to sort of find her groove and landed some good jabs. I think Big Riggs, the message there would probably, hey, settle down. You got round one over with. Start using your feet, your footwork, got good footwork, and start using that jab to frustrate Katelyn Stack. Team CNS, Katelyn Stack probably will be very happy with what happened in that opening round.
Yeah, and I think, Jeanine, as I said, fit as a fiddle, she comes in shape. She'll be able to box all day. It's just whether the size, the power of Katelyn allows her to just do that.
Yeah, a bit flat-footed at this stage. We know that she's got good footwork and the second round of action. Nice block there by Brown as Stack through the left. That's a nice left there by Jeanine Brown.
And you can see already the way that she started with her footwork's much better. She's got much better distance, which is going to frustrate Katelyn being able to come in. Katelyn wants her to sit in front of her and let some of that power go.
This is the speed that we were talking about. This is a great start to round two for Jeanine Brown.
It's better distance. It's a good adjustment from the corner. So we'll see what Katelyn can come up with now and if she can get her to stop and slow down.
Oh, another nice punch there by Brown. Stack firing back and landing some good punches. They go at it and the crowd is lifting.
And you can see that exchange. That's what Katelyn's going to want. She's going to want to sit there and let that power go.
Geez, this round's been really intriguing, and it's the end of almost at the end of round 2. It's just flown by with some really good fast-paced action there. That was just like intriguing and great to watch.
Yeah, I think you'll see here that Jeanine was able to get her footwork underneath her, and her distance was much better, so her movement was much better, and Katelyn wasn't able to just engage as often as what she did in the first round, so she made a really good adjustment. As the fight came back, you can see here when the girls engaged and just went for it. That's where Katelyn wants to get that fight.
I tell you, that Big Rig would be very pleased with the start of that round 2 for Jeanine Brown. It was a much better start to the round rather than round 1, and cardio might come into this fight. 5-round fight, and go in seconds out for round 3. And again, it's living up to expectations of what we've been talking about in the lead-up.
You can see the corners are much different.
Yeah, round 3.
Bouncing away, she's ready to go again. Comes out with a triple jab. And Katelyn wants to sit on those punches. She wants to land the 1s and the 2s.
We always knew when we were talking about this fight the advantages that both fighters might have, and always said about the power and the experience of Katelyn Stack and the speed and the endurance and cardio of Jeanine Brown. There we go. All of these moments, and this is probably what Katelyn Stack wants.
Yeah.
And I think that was the call from Big Rig as well. So don't get sucked into that sort of brawl.
Yeah, she doesn't need to, but
no.
It's obviously that's what Katelyn's got to try to do. She's got to try to get her to engage, and she's got to try to use her power. So that's her game plan. And
it's working so far in round 3.
Yeah. Jeanine's got her hands up nice and high. She's weathering the storm.
Nice jab there from Stack, and return serve of a nice jab from Brown. Nice counter. Both girls having success in round 3. Nice overhand right by Brown. Probably didn't need to rush in there because she got caught with the left coming in. Said Big Rig encouraging Brown to use the double jab and follow up with the right hand. See something in that. That was a nice right hand. Without the jab though, Paul.
It's another intriguing round. It's going to be tough to score this fight.
Yeah, tough one for the judges. Again, that third round, they said it was interesting because both girls had their moments. So what did the judges like more, what they seen from their angles? So we don't mind fighters making it tough for the judges.
Yeah, I think you can see the fight's just continuing the same way. Jeanine's using her footwork and her distance, trying to use her speed, and Katelyn wants to shorten that distance and get it into more of a brawl where she can use her size and her power. But she hasn't been able to stop Jeanine. She's bouncing away in the corner right now, so she hasn't slowed her down just yet.
Round 4, it's title fight. Yeah, interesting that you pointed out, Paul, is that Jeanine Brown bobbing up and down. Both girls didn't take the stool, but again, I think that Jeanine Brown was trying to display to her opponent and the other corner that she is fresh.
And this is where Katelyn's dangerous. When at the start of the round, she's had her breather, she comes forward.
Jab there from Stack. Another nice start to the round for Jeanine Brown. Another jab thrown out here. You can hear Angelo Hyder's voice along with Big Rig, and they're both saying the same thing about establishing and using the jab. For Jeanine Brown, that is.
Yeah, she hasn't really been able to stop Katelyn from just walking forward at the moment, and that's the size and the power difference, but there's a nice right hand.
I think they're a big weapon for Katelyn Stack here. It might be that left hook. And Jeanine Brown's got to be wary of that left hook, and another nice punch there by Brown. Seth warns Jeanine Brown not to push down on her opponent to the mat. Another nice counter there. That was nice work there by Jeanine Brown. Gives her a bit of confidence.
You can see that the fitness is coming into it now.
Yeah, we mentioned about the cardio and the speed of Jeanine Brown. We thought that might have been a factor if it got to the later rounds, and that's where we are right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Katelyn doesn't look as fresh as what she did at the start of the fight.
Yeah, this round might be the easiest round so far of the fight to score. That's in our eyes, but who are we, Paul?
I think that was Jeanine's best round of the fight.
Oh, 100%. And we thought she had a good round too.
Yeah, I think Katelyn definitely, she's getting frustrated. She's still in the fight though.
This could be 2-2 heading into the fifth and final round, Paul.
Yeah, so it's about the corner and how they can adjust. I think that Big Rig's done a really good job adjusting from that first round that I think Katelyn was in charge of. And as I said, I think with Katelyn's her strength, and she's still got the power,
yes,
she's still dangerous.
And you know what? She can take round 4 as like, hey, we had that round off. That'd be the message from Daryl Chin. Go out, leave it out there for this final 2 minutes.
And both girls are going to want to leave it out there for this belt. So it's going to be intriguing last round. Full house, massive crowd.
Fifth and final round. Here we go. It's they're both in the middle of the ring, tied up. Thanks to Tony Barlow Menswear, will be enjoying the action of this one.
There's a nice jab from Katelyn. You can see that she's dangerous at the start of the rounds.
And that's what we probably thought that Jeanine Brown would do from opening round. It's like use her movement, use her footwork. I thought she was a bit flat-footed to start this fight, but her footwork has gotten better as the fight gone on.
I think her footwork was... I think Katelyn did well in the first round. I think it just...
so it threw off balance?
Yeah, I think that Jeanine was just a little bit caught up with the power, but she's definitely... They made the adjustments at the end of the first round. And she's boxing much better.
Yeah, nice combination there by Katelyn Stack. So she's still in this fight. And again, it could be 2-2, so it could come down to the final minute in this one.
Yeah, she's definitely dangerous, Katelyn. She's got the power.
Right, there's a bit of a shuffle there from Jeanine Brown showing her confidence, but I'm not sure whether Big Rig like that. It's like, hey, you've still got a minute to go. Finish off the fight. And again, that might light a fire under Katelyn Stack.
Yeah. And that's all she's got to do, keep that same movement.
Here we go. This is going to be a really good 30 seconds of action. Jeanine Brown. What a matchup.
Great matchup. Girls are letting them go.
Tell how bad these girls want the state title. Final few seconds of this one. Yeah, looks like we're heading to the judges' scorecards. Wow, what a match. I think it'd be got one more thing to do before they can start being friends again. That is to present the title. And I tell you what, Katelyn Stack left it all out there. Jeanine Brown still looks very fresh. Looks like she can go another few rounds. And look at some of the action of the Dragonfly boxing replay.
Yeah, both girls came in great shape. As you said, Jeanine Brown, we mentioned it during the walkout. I said that it's her lifestyle. She just lives for this. And I think she'll get the decision. But That's no shame on Katelyn Stack. She came, she fought her heart out. She still was dangerous right to the final bell. And you can just see on the replay just the work rate of both girls, just leaving it all on the line in that last round. Both girls really wanting this title. And as I say with the crowd, they were definitely entertained. It's a massive crowd that's coming here. And we're about to get the decision, so we'll go up into the ring.
All right, let's get the fighters to the center of the ring, please. Round 5 of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. 5 rounds of action in the junior welterweight division. Now we turn to the judges for their decision. Judge number 1 scored this bout 47-48 to the blue corner. Judge number 2 scored this bout 47-48 to the red corner. Judge number 3 scored this bout 47-48 to your winner by split point decision and the new Dragonfire WA State Junior Welterweight Champion, the blue corner, Jeanine.
Jeanine Brown, it's very emotional for you. That was a fantastic fight. Bill Seth, great job of refereeing as well. I'll tell you what, when you heard split decision as CJ Rose, you got a bit nervous then, but you felt like you'd done enough to get this big win tonight, didn't you?
At the beginning, it took me a bit to warm up like I always do, but then I got there at the end. It could have gone either way. I'm just very lucky it went my way tonight. I think that was my last fight, actually, to tell you the truth. I don't know. I keep saying last, but I keep coming back.
You keep coming back. You probably put it perfectly as far as the fight was going, because I thought you were a bit flat-footed in the first couple of rounds, but we thought it was 2-2 heading into round 5, and we thought you took round 5 and did enough to get the win, and 2 judges saw it that way.
Yeah. Look, I felt I did enough at the end to win.
Fantastic. So, again, this was a very intriguing matchup because you and Katelyn Stack, she's a great fighter, you're a great fighter, but 2 friends. Very rare to get 2 friends in the ring going at it as well.
Yeah, Katelyn and I are friends. You know, we'll always be friends. This is just something that we needed to do. And you know what? We'll do it again one day. Maybe. I don't know.
So it's not your last fight, is it? Fantastic. Congratulations. Enjoy this with your team. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, your winner, Jeanine Brown.